Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. So this is the part 2 of using the Heart Guide GME that I've written to play Daggerheart. If I have ever said Dragonheart instead of Daggerheart during any of these, I do apologise. It's because of that film in the, what was it, 90s, 2000s? Anyway, Daggerheart. There should be some licensing stuff and a little logo appearing down there to cover my bottom. So, Daggerheart. We are playing using the GME that I wrote, which allows us to do some yes-no oracles and some open question oracles, but we aren't really using those so much because we are using the quick start adventure that has been written for you to download. It's free, download free. I am only using the free materials because I do not have the full Daggerheart game. I don't have the full game, I don't have the cards. I only have the free materials that I've downloaded, and so far I am enjoying the game very much so. I think it's, I've seen a few people sort of slagging it off, and I don't know why, because I actually quite enjoy it. So we have played through the first 2 acts of the quick start adventure. We have the adventurer Garrick. If you would like to know what happened and some other information, watch the other video, which I will try and do that linky thing, which I think is up there. That video up there is part 1. This is part 2. So, Garrick has just finished dealing with some ambushes, some thistle folk ambushes, and what we're going to now do is we will short rest. Now, a short rest is something that you do. It's basically it's D&D, and it's short rest, long rest. Long rest is a night time. Short rest is you take a bit of a breather. Now, when you do a short rest, there we go. Each player can swap any domain card for the loadout, then choose 2 of the following moves. The GM gains 1d4 fear by short resting. Do we need to short rest? Do we need to put some fear in the pool? We've taken no damage. We've got 2 stress. We've got 2 hope. So what would we get for fear by short resting? We can heal wounds. We can clear stress. We can repair armor, or we can give ourselves 2 hope. I don't think Garrick is going to bother doing that. We will not short rest because we do not want to give the pool fear tokens to then take over for the story against our hero. Though it might be good for the story at the time, we're not going to give that to the pool. The GM pool isn't going to do that, so we will not short rest. I didn't know you did that. That happened in short resting. That's cool. That's a cool little mechanic. It means that we get to benefit ourselves, but we're risk versus reward. Anyway, we shall continue with our story then. So Garrick will search. So we've got any like searching the bodies, steal from the dead. So we've got 2 dead ambushes by the side of the road. We've got this cart which is blocking the road. I guess we need to clear the road, because what we've got Act 3 is just arrival at Hush. So we've got arriving at Hush, and then we want to go to the Arcanist, which seems to be Act 4. So this might be a short one. I don't know if there's any more action. Oh no, it looks like there is more action. Okay, so we will read. I'll read the bit. I don't know if I'm not allowed to read the bit, but it's free. This is a free thing you can download. This is the text from the download. Download it and you can follow along. In fact, I could say pause the video and go and download it, but you might forget to come back. So the path. We wouldn't want that, would we? Oh yeah. And just to clarify things, originally I thought I would jump on the bandwagon, but then I downloaded this, read it, and thought that's actually really good. I actually want to play that. So I'm not just doing what some people do and just playing whatever's at the top hits on Drive Thru, because I've did this in a video that I think would come out in a couple of weeks' time. I talk about my current mental health state and how I'm comparing myself to other people. I downloaded this because it was free. Then I read it and thought, this looks fun. This looks all right. It looks good. But I'm still didn't kickstart it because my God, that was expensive. I did look at it though. The path leads you further. I'm not a critical role person. I've never watched a single episode. The path leads you further into the forest until you spot. Okay, all right. So, if we are continuing from there, then Garrick is going to drag Garrick is going to search the body to see if there's any evidence of who this merchant was, but it said all valuables had gone, so maybe there were some valuables. Maybe the thieves, we'll turn to the GME, maybe the thieves had some stuff on them. All right, so okay, well, let's say we use our duality dice, hope fear dice, so I didn't put duality dice in the GME, I say hope fear, because duality dice might be a Daggerheart thing, and hope fear is just hope fear. There's hope and fear in Star Wars. So we're going to do this. We're asking the Oracle, do the thieves have any of the merchant's stuff on them? We've got our hope is higher than our fear, but not by 6, so it's just a yes. Yes, they do. So there's maybe there's a ring or something that's special for this merchant, and we're going to take that to Hush to give to the authorities at Hush. But we also, I'm going to see if there's any verbs of do the thieves have anything else on them? So what do we have? We've got a 6 and a 2 is an 8. An 8, we've got wander, which would relate to physical journeys or emotional drifting. So maybe they've got good boots. Good boots suggests that, if we're asking what it is from that. We'll do another verb. We've got 7 and 3 is a 10. Guard, protection of ideals, places a guard. If we've got a guard, we are going to say that that thief had a serrated blade knife. That was good as well. So Garrick is picking up the serrated blade knife. There is, in the free stuff that you can download, there's also there's a guide for creating characters, and there's an equipment guide as well for prices of stuff. Now I downloaded them, but I didn't print those out because the printer's running out of ink, and I'm going to have to go to get new ink or use those refill things, which are a pain in the bum. So I didn't do that yet, so I didn't print that out. So Garrick won't be selling stuff at this point, although we might play this as an actual campaign because it's quite cool. I'll see if we can. I don't know. I'll see if someone can give me the book for free. Otherwise, we'll just use the download of free materials and just sort of the SRD stuff. So Garrick gets back onto the cart, pulls the wasted cart to the side. He's going to dig a hole and bury the underneath stones and stuff. So as mind you, that Struxwolf. Oh, what's the Struxwolf doing? Is the Struxwolf still there? No. The fear is higher than the hope, so no. The combat scared them away and they flew away. So it's not up in the tree watching anymore, it's flown away. So we'll drag it over, we're going to bury the merchant in a sort of shallow grave. Turn how strong is this dude? He's not overly strong, is he? He's got a +1 strength, which means he's reasonably strong. We're going to turn the body out, turn the cart as much as we can, sort of on top of the ground to mark the place, but also mean that things can't dig it up. They're going to have to shift the cart to dig it up. And then we'll get back on the cart and head towards Hush to finish the job that we were given. The path leads you further into the forest until you spot a large stone pillar carved top to bottom in ancient dwarven symbols. This denotes one corner of the peaceful village of Hush. When you pass beyond the stone marker, you feel a small sensation like the pop of a bubble. Then the sounds of friendly chatter become louder. Though the trees of the Sablewood are unchanged here, there is a distinctive, safe and comfortable air. A few smiling faces turn to you as the carriage rolls in, waving or casting a warm greeting towards you, the party. There is lively music drifting your direction from the tavern at the centre of the town. You know you need to find the White Fire Arcanist to deliver the package from the king. And then it says, what would you like to do? Because it's the DM asking. Alright, so I think first off, even though we have to deliver this to the Arcanist, we might want to see if there's some sort of authority. I'm trying to, because this is I haven't read this. We want to see if there's some sort of authority figure that we can give this, because for all we know, the merchant comes from Hush. He may be returning to Hush, that we can give the merchant's ring and stuff to, to then say, and they also tell that there was an ambush and that's out there. So what have we got? So let me just quickly I'm going to quickly read this and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so we won't read. So this is just the first part of I think I can show you this. So this, because this is, I see the whole rules of like what I can show and can't show. I absolutely don't understand, and so if I'm not supposed to show this, I do apologise. So this is basically how the page is laid out. We've got the arrival in Hush and then the Clover Tavern. I haven't read the Clover Tavern because we're not there, so I haven't read it. So part of soloing pre-written material is you have to basically, so if you're the sort of person who you need to open your present as soon as it's given to you, you can't wait until the day that you're supposed to open it. You know, I'm going to use Christmas as an example. If you do not celebrate Christmas, don't worry, I am an atheist, but I still celebrate Christmas because it's getting presents. If you open them as soon as you get them, then soloing pre-written material probably isn't for you. You need to have some level of restraint to stop yourself reading your head too far. And the difficulty is you need to basically try and, you might need to retcon some of the stuff you've done to fit into the adventure properly, but it gives you stuff you don't know. So I haven't read this half, but I have read this. There are some NPCs that we can interact with, and the NPCs will tell us to go to the White Arcanist is at the tavern. And it just so happens that the White Arcanist probably is the authority figure that we need to tell about stuff. So there are 3 NPCs that we could meet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1, 2 is Fidget, which is a small child. I don't want to meet the small child. So I don't want to make the small. Which, if you're in a group and you can play, hello, I'm a small child, my name's Fidget, I keep running around and I'm very boisterous, that would be cool. But I don't want to do that. I'd rather talk to Louisa Stanford. I'm a wild-born dwarf. Hello, darling. I'm a dwarf. I'm also a she-her dwarf. I am not a they, them, and I'm not a him, he, him. I am a she-her dwarf. My name is Loser. I am carrying a massive, absolutely F-off huge barrel of beer on my shoulder, and I can stand here and I can talk to you all day long and not blink because of this massive barrel. You may be thinking, God, that's a big barrel, it must be empty. No, it's very full, darling. So she's going to start talking to them. Now let's see, the pieces approach, she wants to know the name of, alright, darling, what's your name? I'm Garrick, and I come here with a message for the White Arcanist. Also, I'd like to speak to whatever legal people there are in town. I was ambushed out on the road. Alright, darling, I don't want your life story, I just asked your name. Older woman with a thick beard carrying a barrel around. She's happy to stand and talk to the party. She keeps the barrel on her shoulder all the time. Piece of story, she wants to know their names, every party member, and the date they were forged. And the date, how old are you? And the date they were forged. I think that's quite a personal question, if you ask me. Oh, come on, darling, don't be shy. You look like quite a pretty one, don't you? Go on. I'm terribly sorry, I don't answer the question. So, as I was saying, I need to speak to the White Arcanist. Oh, he was in the tavern, that's where I just got this barrel from. This is me lunch, this is. I'll have this for lunch and I'll have another 2 for dinner. Oh dear, that seems an awful lot of bit. That's not a lot, I'm on a diet. She slaps her stomach. During the conversation, choosing, well, that's going to be that one. And so Garrick is then sent across to the tavern. All right, darling, you come across and you have a chat to me later. Where does Lisa? Can I find out where? Because I've got like this one. Can I find out where she works? Where does she work then? So we've got the village of Hush. Oh, here we go. Look at this village of Hush. There, it says here, overnight visitor is taken by the family and given shelter. Guest privileges. Oh right, no, this is guest privileges. This is some sort of special things. Hush. Known for welcoming travellers with food and drink, the small village of Hush sits nestled in the heart of the Sablewood, is quaint and quiet, renowned for its friendly residents who are accustomed to providing room, board, food and drink for travellers and merchants. Wards maintained by the Whitefire Arcanist keep the most dangerous animals from disturbing anyone residing within the 4 dwarven stone pillars marking the corners of the town. There are no inns or travellers' camps in town. The culture of Hush dictates that when any outsider comes to visit, they're taken in by a family and given shelter for 3 nights. During this time, the guests' needs have priority and they can use anything that belongs to their host. Hello? Hello, sir. I must say, you have a very attractive wife. The 3 nights, the visitors must trade families. Swap families or leave. Those who prey on the kindness and selflessness of residents of Hush often find the meaning of the town people's common phrase, leave it to the trees. Hello? Oh dear. But there is a tavern, but the tavern doesn't have any rooms. So she'll go, hey darling, come look me up. If you need somewhere to stay, you can stay at mine tonight. The Clover Tavern's over there. And so Garrett will go over to the Clover Tavern, which is a sight to behold, with 6 curving stores, terribly sorry, I should have paid more attention at school. There are 6 curving stories climbing the trunks of an ancient tree. Oh, nice. This is the heart of the community, always crowded with music and good-natured conversation. Newcomers to the bar must take off their shoes and hang them over a line that stretches across the bar's ground floor. Inevitably, by the time visitors leave, their shoes will be shined and filled with small trinkets. As you enter, what would you like to do? Really? What age are they aiming this? Some of the stuff that's in this is quite quaint. It's nice. I like it. I don't mind it, but it's a bit quaint. It's a bit sort of like Pixies, but it's all right. I don't mind it. So, Garrick is gonna. We've got this big chest thing. Is he gonna leave that outside? Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Outside there's a clank, which is like a robot person, which is like what's the D&D setting with robots? Can't remember. But there's a robot outside, scratched about, is playing a game using cards and acorns. It would then go, hello, my name is Haythorn Fives, and I am playing this game. Did you meet any thistle folk on your way in? Garrett will talk to him and tell him about the thistle folk. Ah, thank you for sharing the encounter. And then he's going to say, Garrett's going to say, you wouldn't mind watching this crate, would you? Because I really need to find the White Arcanist and deliver it to him. That is fine. You can trust me and all of Hush. And Garrett will then go into the tavern, see the tavern stuff, stick his shoes over the top, and think, this is a very peculiar place. Trinkets and shiny shoes. Not what I'm used to. Shiny shoes, possibly. Trinkets in my shiny shoes. I might ask them not to do that. Go to the barkeep and say, hello, barkeep. I was wondering if you could... I'm going to make him roll affable. No, because he could fail, couldn't he? He's going to go up to... how does the second floor of this tavern look so wildly different from the first? Oh, okay. When they're ready, guide the players to finding an NPC who will help them. They bypass asking someone in town. Just use one of the NPCs from the list here instead. Alright, so we've got to find the archive. So basically, we're going to interact with people in town. So Garrick's going to go to the bar. He's going to slip a coin over and ask for a mead. Is a mead a Garrick thing or wine? He's probably going to have a wine, isn't he? It's Garrick Highborn. He'll order a wine. The barman do they have wine on tap? Do they have wine? No, they have no wine because our fear dice is higher than our... But it's not complicated. They just go, oh, I'm terribly sorry. No, we haven't got any wine in at the moment. You can have a mead though. Will that do you, sir? I suppose so. I hope it's good mead. All our mead's good. All our beer's good. You should try our beer. It's really good. It's tasty and frothy and full of nutrients. But Garrick will just have a mead. So Garrick will take a mead and drink, and Garrick is going to go around and talk to people and ask about the White Arcanist. And then someone's going to go, oh, I know where he is. The Arcanist is quite busy. Oh, but if you've travelled so far, I'm sure... Oh, sorry. I do apologise, Arcanist. I didn't see your pronouns. Where is the Arcanist? Is the Arcanist anywhere? Bloody hell, there's loads of stuff here. I think 2 may not be enough. Sessions, that is. That's not bad. That's not bad. Solo player, you can get a couple of hours out of this for free. Where are we? Sorry.
It's quite busy, but if you've travelled so far, I'm sure she will be more than hospitable to you. We would be lost without her. She keeps this whole place protected by a powerful wall so that no dangers from the Sablewood can even pass into the town. I think you'll find her at her house. It's to the south of the town of Hush, although it's through the farmlands. It's hanging from one of the old Sablewood trees. You can't miss it.
And Garrick will set off towards the White Arcanist's house. A sideswipe scene. Very Star Wars sideswipe scene. Making their way past the homes of the village and through the farmlands of Hush, they can see a variety of crops that have begun to cultivate a thin layer of glowing blue moss over the top of their fruits and vegetables. Everything pulses softly like a heartbeat as you pass. Among the thriving groves, you notice that the sablewood trees in this area have hundreds of unique faces carved into all of their sides, the eyes peering in every direction. One tree, taller than the rest, bears the Arcanist's home. Like an overripe fruit, it hangs from a braid of rope as wide around as a giant's forearm, tied to a massive branch and counterweighted by a cabin-sized boulder laying at the base of the tree. The stone is marked with a collection of symbols, and the cabin windows flash with a soft yellowy-green light. Alright, give the players the option to roleplay and problem solve. Use the section... Well, we're not going to cut a rope. We can try climbing the tree. All right, we're gonna. First off, we'll call up. Okay, so Garrick's gonna say, "Hello, Arcanist. Hello." That doesn't work because it says that there is no response, but the light within still flickers. So then he's not going to cut the rope. He wouldn't even think of cutting the rope because it's one of the options in here. I think climbing the tree. He will attempt to climb the rope. He'll climb the tree. He can't take the box. It's still down there. An agility roll with a difficulty 13. On a failure, a limb of the tree grabs them and gently sets them down on the forest floor. Ah, that's all right. We don't mind doing that then. Okay, so we have an agility of +2. I think that would... Oh, it says an agility roll, doesn't it? We need a 13. We don't have anything that no experiences that we can bring to bear. So it's just a 13. We have more fear, so we earn a fear. But we do get, so that's a 14, that's a 15, that's a 17. So we get a 17 with fear. So a fear drops in. So because we rolled with fear, we will start marking off we'll mark off our clock. So the clock is basically 4 boxes, and we'll keep marking them off. And every time we roll with a fear, or we roll critical success, we'll mark one off, and then after we've done 4, even if there's no fear or there's no reason to, we'll throw a GM move in and roll the GM move table. So we've climbed to the top of the tree and we'll begin peering in through the window. When they finally do something to successfully get our attention, so we're peering through the window. A 7-foot mix of humanoid and firefly. The Arcanist is a fairy, spelled F-A-E-R-I-E, that moves in a combination of both very slow and sudden jerky motions. Through her expressions are difficult to read. Her emotions are very clear in her voice. She is old but spry, and she has eyes the group. She is old but spry, and she eyes the group mischievously. She can't read, but I can read, but I can't say it.
Are you the group from the Emeris has sent from the capital? Are you the group Emeris, the king, sent from the capital? Oh my, you're rather late, aren't you? Come on in. As the Arcanist lowers her home and invites you inside, you notice the treehouse is surprisingly spacious. The main room is a crowd of potion bottles, spellbooks, runes, plants and small creatures of all kinds, but no one could classify this place as messy. It's clear that if anyone moved a single item, even an inch, the old fairy would notice. So we would then, so if she lowers it, we will climb out of it and go, now, let me get you the package. It's very important I hand it to you. King Emeris said I needed to hand it to you personally, and that's what I'm going to do.
So we hand over the package to the Arcanist. She is curious about the journey, asks also, so we talk to the Arcanist for a bit. We will tell the Arcanist about the thiefy folk and their attack. Once she has enough conversation, we'll ask about the package, but we already handed it over. She will inspect it and then magically unfold. In order to inspect it in safety, she'll magically unfold her home as if it were a blossoming flower. She'll hurry the players to get the crate inside before closing the cabin back up. Now, just as big, when she opens the delivery, read the section below aloud. Ta-da! Inside King Emerus's package lies a massive stone with a lion's face carved onto it. Marlowe. You recognise this as the keystone of the capital city gate's main archway. The Arcanist nods sagely as soon as she sees it and says, "Of course, the king would keep this delivery secret. If anyone knew your city was no longer warded, you would be conquered before sunrise." With this ominous warning, she starts to unfold her treehouse again. We must travel to the open vale to revitalise the ward, but such an effort of magic will attract dangerous creatures from the darkest reaches of the Sablewood. I'm going to need your help, Garrick. Garrick is more than enthusiastic to go, so we are going to cut straight to the open vale, transitioning into Act 5, and that's it really. We're going to say, so we will close, another side swipe, as we get into the car and we travel with the Arcanist to the open vale. We re-pick up the story with the Arcanist sitting in the front saying, "Just there, just pull in over there, just there." As we pull in with the cart, this is the only area of the Sablewood that we've ever seen with no trees blocking the skyline. This is an open vale. Speak to the players as the Arcanist describing the open vale as a place used for strong ritual. This is a place for strong ritual magic, where I first forged the ward for the pillars that reside in the four corners of Hush. That keeps the village safe, paraphrasing. I almost died in that ritual, but I'm reluctant to say more of fear of angering the forgotten gods. When you're ready, read the following. The Arcanist's antennae perk up in a disconcerting way. This is not good. Oh yes, oh here. Now, come help me. I'm old. This time she unfolds the carriage as she did with her home and stands over the crate, humming. Her body starts to glow brightly, flickering in the night. I will need an hour of time to prepare. All you need to do, just enjoy the night air whilst you can, because we're going to be very busy soon. Right. Tell the PCs that they will now take a short rest. During a short rest, the PCs can choose up to 2 of the following options. GM prepare during short rest. While the GM is preparing, take 1d4 fear as your downtime benefit. Then review the stat blocks of the adversaries. Alright, so we've already got 1 fear there. And we get 2 more. Oh dear. Okay, so there are 3 fear in the pool. These came from a minting sort of game. We then can, what can we do? We can choose 2 of these. Tend to wounds, we have no hit point wounds. Clear stress, a d4 plus 1 stress. We've got 2 stress, so we could clear 2 stress. No armor, and we could get 2 hope. So we're going to clear 2 stress, which is the lowest amount we could clear, and we're going to get 2 hope, which means that we now have 4 hope, which means that we can get a +1 bonus to our attack rolls until our next rest by spending 3 hope if we get into a combat, which we're bound to, because I'm about to ask to look at stat blocks. Ancient Skeletons. This says there's 4, so we'll say 2. Garrick took 2 on quite easily, so let's do 2 and we'll see how they go, and if not, then we'll throw some more in. Because the skeletons have no attack modifier, roll a d20 and ask if it hits their version. On the success, deal 1d6 damage. Yeah, it all says it there. Take 6 or less damage, they mark 1 hit point, otherwise they are defeated. Yep, yeah. Their group attack features allows you to activate several skeletons at once to make a pack. Right, here we go. Action, spend a fear. Choose a target and spotlight all ancient skeletons within close range of them. Those creatures move into melee range of the target and make 1 shared attack roll. Under success, they deal 4 physical damage each. Combine this damage. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Alright. Part 2, the ritual begins. All right. So we've got all these skeletons that are coming. So 2 may not be enough. We might kill 2 really easy, in which case we'll throw another 2 at Garrick. So the Arcanist lets out a shrill cry. The keystone has finally responded. Quickly, surround me. The ritual must begin or I'll lose the pathway. Hurry, hurry. Her body begins to glow brightly and brighter as her eyes roll back into her head and the entire carriage lifts a foot off the ground. A collection of unearthly screeches echo from the woods as nearby creatures are alerted to the arcane energy. Place the white crest down. We're not going to use those. Feel a rumble as 4 ancient skeletons emerge 2 from the ground. Rusted swords in hand. Begin to focus on the Arcanist. In the distance, 2 more forest wraiths. What? In the distance, 2 forest wraiths float ominously towards you. I'm going to start a countdown dive for the ritual. Your goal is to hold off the enemies until her work is complete. Grab a D8 and set it on the table to an 8. All right, let's go D8. Here we go. We use this red one. We've got our fear dice, and there's our countdown. It will tick down 1 number every time an adversary is defeated. It will tick up every time the Wildfire Arcanist is hit with an attack. When the countdown reaches 0, the ritual is complete and the fight will end. The environment can have their own features. Action, spend a fear to summon 2 additional ancient skeletons from the ground within very close range of the PC. Oh, okay, cool. Encounter GM advice. The countdown progresses every time an adversary is defeated, so if you're not moving quickly enough, use Vengeance of the Vow to spawn more skeletons, as they're easy to take down. Have adversaries target the Whitefire Arcanist if no other pieces are within attack range. Her difficulty is 11. She doesn't mark hit points or stress. Any damage done to her should be purely narrative. Forest Wraith Battle Guide. Forest Wraiths can attack from far range with a +3 attack modifier. On the success they deal, their memory delve move makes their target vulnerable. Oh, hold on. Okay, so we can make Garrick vulnerable, which means that all attacks are at advantage. Alright, so Forest Wraith. It said 2 Forest Wraiths, we're going to say 1 Forest Wraith, because they're hardcore. So there's 1 Forest Wraith coming. They are at far range at the moment. We are going to say Garrick will start the combat. We could burn a fear to initiate that the skeletons are going to go first. 2 skeletons come out of the ground, and the 2 skeletons, so we could do that, but that means to each skeleton we're going to have to roll over, but we could burn a fear and then both skeletons attack anyway. Alright, 2 skeletons come up. Garrick jumps off the cart to face the 2 skeletons, and the 2 skeletons are going to attack Garrick, which is going to use up 1 of the fear. We are going to use their action, spend a fear, to choose a target and spotlight all ancient Garrick skeletons within close range. The creatures move into melee range of the target and make 1 shared attack roll. On a success, they deal 4 physical damage. Oh, we could have done, oh nice, once per long rest, before you attempt something incredibly dangerous or face off against a foe who clearly outmatches you. When you do, clear 2 stress and gain 2 hope. Well, Garrick is going to spend 3 hope, but that gives him +1 to his attack. We can say, I see it coming. So these are beyond melee range. We're going to mark a stress, and we get a +d4 to our, we get a +4. So we've got a 15 evasion for this attack from the skeletons. Oh, no, it's a d20. No, it's a 5. I told you, I love that. So Garrick, both skeletons close in, and they begin to hack at Garrick, who defends with the sword, protecting against these 2 skeletons who are moving very slowly. Then we have the Forest Wraith, who's at a distance. The Forest Wraith is also going to do an attack. The Forest Wraith can do an attack, memory delve, make an attack roll against a close target. It's at the moment, so it's going to close in. Can attack from far range with a +3 modifier. Okay, far, yes. It's going to do a far range attack with a +3 modifier and attempt to attack Garrick. Garrick, when you're targeted by an attack made from beyond melee range, you can mark a stress. So Garrick's going to do the same thing again. Garrick gets +2, which gives him a 13, and he's marked 2 stress. And the Forest Wraith attempts to hit him and rolls a 2. Garrick hasn't been hit yet. And Garrick resists this life-draining force that comes off of him. We are now out of fear tokens. Garrick gets to go. Garrick is going to burn 3 hope to get a permanent +1 on his attacks. Garrick is going to burn 1 hope to get a +2 for this attack, giving a +2, +3, +5 to this as he attempts to whack one of the skeletons. +5, so the fear is high, so we get a fear. +5 gives a 13, gives a 17. Definitely hitting the skeleton, giving us, which only needs a 12. Garrick does a D8 +3, does 11 points of damage, which kills one of the skeletons outright. So he just smashes up one of the skeletons. This goes to 7. We take over. The remaining skeleton is going to try and attack Garrick. Wrong one. 2 12s. Oh, that would have been brilliant. It uses a D20. It only has to be an 11. It hits a 15. It does a D6 +1 damage. It does 3 points of damage, which is not enough to hit the first threshold, which does 1 hit point on Garrick. Garrick gets caught on the shoulder. His leather armor doesn't get pierced, but it gets hit and he comes back. And then we are going to use that to raise 2 skeletons. So now we have 3 skeletons which are present around Garrick. They come out of the ground to surround Garrick, and Garrick now takes over. Garrick is going to, so he's got a +1. Can he do anything? We could have used an armor slot to drop that to nothing, but we didn't because I didn't think of it. I'm going to use hit harder because then I can re-roll it by burning a stress. And so Garrick is going to try and go a bit berserk and start mashing up a few. Do we have any hope? We have no hope to use, so we can't actually use that at the moment. So Garrick has got a +3. He's got a +2 for agility, +1 for the spending 3 hope. So we've got a +3 to this roll as he attempts to attack a skeleton who has a 12. We've got a 15 with hope. So we gain a hope. We plough into one of the skeletons. We do a D8 +3, so we do 6 points. 6 points is below the threshold, so it only does 1 point of damage to it. But we can go again because we're still holding on to our bit. We are going to try and the 2 other skeletons are slowly pulling themselves out of the ground. Garrick is going to try and finish off this skeleton. He isn't going to burn any hope for this, which will give us still a +3. We have more hope again, which is a 12 +3 is a 15. We can't not kill this skeleton. We get another hope. 15, but we'll roll it anyway. We get 8 points, which goes above, so we kill that skeleton. And then Garrick quickly goes towards the 2 skeletons that are now standing up. We still have that wraith that's at far distance. Oh no, this goes down to 6. We've got the 2 skeletons that are just standing up that Garrick is going to plough into. He's going to kick one in the head. We'll take it as longsword damage. He is going to burn a hope to do +2, hit them hard. He's going to try and kick it hard, which gives him +5 to this. It's with fear, but it is a 13 +5 is an 18, which gives him a D8 +3. 18, which is a 4, 5, 6, 7, which means he kicks the head off that skeleton. Which means that we now switch over to the DM. The DM is going to use the Forest Wraith. It could move forward closer, and it could do a memory delve, which is make an attack roll against a close target. On a success, the Forest Wraith flies into melee and places their hand upon the target's cheek. Ask the player to describe a terrifying moment from the child's childhood, then deal 3d4 +9 damage and make them vulnerable until their next rest. Okay, it's going to attempt to do that. The Wraith is going to come charging in, swoop in and attempt to grab Garrick. It is going to do, it gets +3, so we don't use that for this. It gets +3 to its attack. It's going to attempt it. So it is coming in from close. So Garrick is going to spend a stress and attempt to increase his defense by 3, giving him a 14 defense for this attack. It gets a 10, which is good because otherwise he would have hit. So it's a +3. He gets a 10 as it swoops in. It goes to grab Garrick around the face, and Garrick ducks as it swoops off again. We've only got 1 skeleton up, so we might spend that by bringing 2 more skeletons out. So we've got 2 more skeletons that are starting to come out of the ground. The Wraith has flown away. Garrick is going to have to keep fighting these skeletons, otherwise the Arcanist could get hit. So Garrick will target one of the skeletons again. He could burn his hope, which he will. He's going to burn his hope to give him, he still then gives him his +5 as he attempts to smash into one of these skeletons with his sword. We get a fear here, but we get a 10, which would have failed, plus the 5 though, means the 15 gives us a success. So we successfully attack the skeleton, doing 11 points of damage, which means we hack one of the 3 skeletons that were hanging around across the head. We have 3 skeletons, so we can actually, well, 2 skeletons are standing there. If we use a fear, we can get both those skeletons to do a group attack against Garrick. Garrick can't use a stress to give because they're up close anyway. So they need to hit Garrick's 11. A 2 fails to hit Garrick's 11. That D20. Good old D20. So both of the skeletons pile in on Garrick, and Garrick bunches down, and then we see Garrick come up. So have we done 2 fears? We've done 2 fears so far, haven't we? So that's the one thing. You will probably be better at remembering to do the clock for this than me, because I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on just learning the rules. So we've done 2 rolls with fear, and I didn't mark them off the clock. I have now. We've got 1 left, and then it's a GM action, even if we haven't got a fear to do. So Garrick is now taken over because we don't have any fear. If we can get that down by 2 more. I mean, 4 might be too many for a solo player, mightn't it? If we make it a 6, we've done 2, so that means that we've got 4 left instead. Because with a party, it might be easier to get that down faster. Actually, we can. Let's leave it. No. We'll leave it at this. What else? What happens after this? That's it. All right, that's it. And so what time? Yeah. Okay, so we should be able to get this done. We'll see. So Garrick is going to attempt to finish off the skeletons that are there. Garrick has no hope to utilise, so Garrick is on +3. Garrick gets, it's a fear, so that means that we're definitely on a GM action. We've got a 9 +3 gives us a 12. Their difficulty is a 12, so he hits one of them, doing 8, doing 11 points of damage. He's really finishing off this skeleton. There's only 1 skeleton left, so we might have that 1 skeleton attack and then burn that to get 2 more skeletons out. So 1 skeleton goes down, bringing this to a 3. We will bring 2 skeletons out. 1 of them can attack, and we're going to use the GM move from the clock to mean that the Wraith also gets to do an attack. So we'll have a skeleton do an attack on Garrick, hitting with a 19, doing a d6 +1, doing 2 points, which does 1 point of damage on Garrick. Garrick will use up his armour to decrease that from 1 point to 0. The Wraith is now going to get to do an attack. It is going to do, it could do a life drain, or it could attempt to do that swoop in again. It's going to attempt to do the swoop in again. It's going to attempt to swoop in and make Garrick vulnerable. 7 +3 is a 10, is 1 less than Garrick's evasion of 11. So it swoops in again and Garrick ducks, and then we're on to the next. So it got 2 attacks. So the DM got 3 actions because the clock fired. So we gave the DM the part of the story. Garrick feels as though he's being overwhelmed. More skeletons have come up from the ground. There are now 3 skeletons standing around Garrick. A wraith came swooping in. The skeleton hit Garrick and broke part of his armor binding off. And Garrick now is going to try and fight back these skeletons. If he can defeat these 3 skeletons, then we've finished the ritual. Garrick attempts to attack one of the skeletons. We are up on fear. We tick our box. We get a 12 plus a 3 gives 15. So Garrick hits the skeleton, doing 10 points of damage, which kills one of the skeletons, which drops this down to a 2. There's piles of bones around Garrick's feet. There's bodies coming out of the ground. The wraith is going to swoop in. We're going to use the wraith on this attack to attempt to grab Garrick again. 12 is a hit, hitting Garrick. Garrick is now vulnerable, and he takes 3d4. I don't think I've got 3d4 here. So he takes 3d4 plus 9 magic damage, which is 10, which is 13, which is 16. 16 clears his severe damage, which would be 3 hit points. He's going to use some armor and drop that down to 2 hit points. He's on half hit points now, and he is vulnerable. So that was and then we'll throw this. That all of the skeletons are going to attempt to attack Garrick, which is a 12. No, has to hit an 11. Oh no, he's vulnerable. That would have hit. That last one I rolled with a hit. But so we take the lowest away, so it's a 3. So they all pile in on Garrick. This is Garrick, and we see Garrick burst out, and the skeletons fall back as he's resisting their fight. Garrick is going to try and kill. We just need to kill these 2 skeletons, and then it's done. Garrick will take his sword. Is there anything? He's got no hope. Garrick has no hope left, so we can't use any of this stuff. Garrick has... Oh, he's gained hope. But we've got a 7, 8, 9, 10. So we fail, but we gain 1 hope. So we fail, but gain 1 hope. And I think we still might hold on with a fail and gaining 1 hope. Okay, they fail an action roll, the GM can take over. So they fail. So though Garrick got hope, he failed that. So the GM can take over. We can make 1 attack, which is one of the skeletons is going to attempt to attack Garrick. We take away the highest, which is a 9 plus 0, which is a fail. So one of the skeletons lashes out as Garrick as he misses the skeleton, and that was the GM's go. Now Garrick is again going to attempt to pile in. He is going to go berserk with fists and kicks. He does have a hope. He will spend that hope to give him a +5. Is there any other thing he can spend hope on that will give him a massive sort of mess him up? No. When you fail a roll with fear, you gain a hope. We didn't fail with fear. He attempts to smash up one of the skeletons. We gain hope. We've got an 8. +5 is a 13. So he successfully hits one of the skeletons. Re-roll it. Doing 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage. Doing an 8, which is a single threshold, which beats the threshold of 7, which is 2 hit points. So another skeleton goes down. The final skeleton, the White Arcanist, is calling out. I'm nearly there. I'm very, very nearly there. And with that, we are going to have Garrick. He's got 1 hope. He'll burn that hope, giving him a +5 to try and finish the last skeleton. Fear comes up. We get a 9. We get a 14 because of the 5. So it's a success with fear. We do 11 points, killing the final skeleton, which clears that. But because we're going to use this, with the fear roll, the Wraith is going to get 1 final attack where it is going to, before it's dissipated by the environment. Ritual ending, Keystone World, ritual ends. When the ritual die touches 0, move to the epilogue. Okay, but first we're going to burn that to give us an opportunity to attack Garrick as a final sort of FU, because he's still vulnerable. It's going to do a final burst on double 19. Double 19. I don't think the GM gets criticals, but that hits. So he gets hit doing 2d6 plus 8. Doing 8 and 8, doing 16. 16 clears severely wounded, which would be 3 points of damage, which would put Garrick down. But he has 1 armor slot left, which he will consume, doing 2 points of damage, leaving Garrick on 1 hit point. As the Forest Wraith dissipates, how much time have we got? Oh, just enough time to end it. As the Forest Wraith dissipates and the keystone is finished. As you deliver a powerful blow, the ritual ends. The carriage comes falling to the ground as the keystone vibrates with arcane energy. Then, all at once, a soundless explosion erupts from within the Whitefly Arcanist, dissipating any last enemy who might remain. The clearing is quiet once again. Back inside the treehouse, but not an hour later, the keystone sits suspended carefully above a rumbling fire in the hearth. The Arcanist, who looks even older now than she did before, sits cross-legged in an overly stuffed chair. There's an exhaustion in her voice as she speaks.
You fought hard. I'm not surprised, of course. The king keeps good company. I'm very glad you were there.
Give the pieces a chance to wrap up their story with the Arcanist. When the conversation stalls or the pieces ask about the keystone, you might say something like, "And what about the keystone? Do I return it to the king?"
Well, the keystone will need a week, maybe more, to allow the magic to settle. I'll need to watch it carefully to ensure nothing cracks or becomes sentient or anything like that. You know how it is. And in the meantime, after you've rested and gathered yourself together, have a nice hot bath and a warm dinner. I have one more thing to ask of you.
She pulls out the Arcanist. We pull out of the Arcanist home, out of the forest itself, to view the verdant expanse from above and see twisting stone spires breaking through the tree lines, each with a flame flickering above the tower like a beacon. She continues,
There's a spire just west of here, maybe a few hours' walk. I felt it on the way to the ritual. Its power was strange. The light felt weaker than it should be. I think something might be terribly wrong with the spire keeper. I fear that will happen if his fire is exhausted altogether. When you're ready, come back and I'll give you my map so you can make it there safely. It's good to have heroes in the Sablewood again.
And that's where we're going to end today's session. And that's where we'll end. So, I quite like that. I don't mind that. Mechanically, that's pretty cool. I think that's all right, that is. I think I would happily play that. And we may do that. And we can utilise the GME that I wrote, sell that at the last moment, which hopefully you can get on Drive Thru soon. If not, you can get it on iCho right at the moment. And that's it, really. Thank you so much for watching. That is Daggerheart. Daggerheart, all of the stuff that we just utilised, apart from the GME that you'll have to pay for, we downloaded for free from the Daggerheart website. You can also get bits of it for free off of Drive Thru. So that's it. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there'll be a discount code for Daggerheart going on to Patreon. You can also get the drama clocks for nothing if you join the Patreon. And that's it. Thank you so much. If you're a subscriber, I do appreciate your subscription like anyone's business. If you're not yet a subscriber, do consider subscribing. Thank you so much to the Adventurers Guild. All the Adventurers Guild support me with their Hard Furnace. They get to see the videos early and some special videos just for them. The Adventurers Guild is for the video stuff I do, and the Patreon is for the PDFs and the physical books that I'm going to begin producing. And that's it. Thank you so much for your time. I shall see you later.